We hear stories about how machines are replacing humans. Minimum wage, paid leave, and fixed working hours is something one doesn't have to worry if it is for machines. If tomorrow Google self-driven cars are out in the market, wouldn't it take away the jobs of a lot of drivers? So is it true that machines kills jobs? So if you look at the history, the invention of railways has taken away jobs of many laborers who would have otherwise carried those goods on their carts. Hang on. Hasn't the invention of cart itself taken away jobs of those people who would have otherwise carried the goods on their backs? So where's the stoppage point in time? So if an upcoming invention is a mystery, wasn't the past invention a mystery too for those people? Some argue that, today the times have changed and it's not like in the past. But this very argument goes as back as 1940s. So imagine this scenario. There's this businessman called Trump. Imagine. Who makes his blazes. And he employs 10 workers currently. But one fine day there comes a machine that would help him reduce the labor into half. So he goes and buys that machine, comes back to his office, and calls his employees, and this happens.
You're all fired. All four are fired. Go home. Go home.
So out of these 10 workers, 4 lost their jobs. And these jobs would have existed if the machine was never made. So we see a scenario where
the workers are losing their jobs while the business owner is trying to make great profits using technology.
The good news is that the story doesn't end here. But the bad news is that people don't see the rest of the story, because what people see is only what can be seen. What about the workers that created the machine itself? From its R&D to manufacturing jobs, the jobs wouldn't have existed if the machine was never made in the first place. So this is one of the offsets. So this businessman would buy the machine in the first place really for 2 reasons. One, if it helps him reduce the production cost, or if it helps him produce more blazers than before. Usually both. So in the coming days, when the machine finally pays for itself, the business owner starts to make greater profits. Now with these greater profits, he can use them in 3 ways. 1, when he invests and expands his own business, or 2, when he invests in some other business, and 3, when he invests on himself. For personal use, maybe buys a car. Either way, he is increasing employment in those areas. So the business owner is creating as many jobs indirectly as he kills directly. So this is the story of one businessman called Trump. But he's not the only smart businessman out there, isn't it? Even though he thinks he is. So if you zoom out a little bit, you will notice that he has got competition. But wouldn't he beat them already? He can produce the code for a lower price, so even if he sells for the same price, he would get more profit. If he reduces the price, then all the customers go to him. So his competitors, in order to stay alive in the business, would go on and upgrade. Those businesses who are unwilling to upgrade would wither on the vine. Now, each of these companies would be able to produce far, far more products than before. And due to competitions, the prices would gradually reduce. So you and I, as customers, are at a place where we have a variety to choose from and for a lower price.
The companies would no longer be able to make great profits.
Now that the coats are less expensive for you and me to buy, we would be saving up some extra money. So let's say the coat costed a 50 before and now it costs a 30. So we save up a 20, which wouldn't have been saved if the machine was not there in the first place. So we would eventually invest this 20 someplace else, increasing employment in those lines. So no, technology doesn't kill jobs, the jobs just keep changing, and that's how everybody lives happily ever after. Please subscribe to my channel for more videos.